Well, rounding out Pool D, two great teams. Oregon wins the regional title to get there from the Northwest Division. And Ben, your favorite team, alma mater.
The boys in white, the Ego, are taking on a very tough San Diego team who's probably underseeded coming in. You see one of their players almost get a foot block, and Dusty Becker is able to go the length of the field to Spencer Wallace.
Great to see Mr. Wallace back after a near season-ending injury.
Here we go.
He tore his groin in an earlier tournament. Just a horrible injury to have to overcome, but he's been rehabbing really hard. And you could see at regionals when his team was playing so well, it was just killing him not to be on the field. But he's back now and helping him win.
Contentious play of the West Coast highlighted here from San Diego to Oregon. Oregon in the lead, 14-12. A big release by San Diego downfield.
Mike Osterley is able to make a big grab over one of the best deep defenders in the country, Jeff Trench from Oregon, and that's going to pull him close to within one. Oregon's offense, however, is anchored by young handlers. Here, Gavin McKibben and Eli Jandon swing it back and forth until they can find an opening. They're going to need to be able to match up with more veteran handlers from other teams if they're going to go far in this tournament. Stoppage of play here. Jandon scanning the field.
And a huge forehand release downfield.
Oh, and Dusty Becker makes a great layout grab just inside the end zone. That's going to finish it for this game. San Diego goes down to Oregon just barely.
So Oregon remains undefeated in pool play. Georgia and San Diego stay alive, and Brown is browning out.
We just hucked it, just ripped it 70 yards. And we've got some real young throwers who've been throwing for a long time and can make the kind of throw. And it was for a pretty ending. So we're real proud with that. Finished the game 15-13, and a win is a win here at Nationals. There's not much else you can be happier about.
So 4 teams already in the quarters. The pre-quarter determined the next 4 to jump in with them as competition continues from Columbus, Ohio. Welcome back to the 2006 UPA College Ultimate Championships. Our pre-quarters are set.
At the top of the bracket, you can see Michigan State and San Diego are two quick teams that have yet to play their best in this tournament. And at the bottom of the bracket, Texas and Kansas are two teams that know each other very well. Should be a grudge match.
Well, we get started with the University of California, Santa Barbara, who has Georgia on their mind right now. Joja from Georgia coming in ranked 5th. UCSB ranked 12th. 6 championship titles. They have a great history. Georgia with no championship titles, but a much stronger team this season.
Santa Barbara on the second or third day of the tournament is always a much tougher team than earlier. They pride themselves on getting up for big games. Here they're going to take on a young Georgia team who's going to need to keep the disc moving right there. A quick early throw, they move it around side to side, and they open up a bomb.
So speedy Noah Eden drags down that point.
Looks like a break mark huck there, got around the defender before he was ready. Good throwing lane.
So Georgia goes up 6-5 at this point, but UCSB would quickly answer back. Georgia's trying to rally the troops.
Santa Barbara stuck on the sideline here. High in the count. Thrower makes good eye contact with his reset handler and are able to swing it in for an open goal. When you look at this replay, you're going to see what I mean by open goal. I mean, he's got a defender right on his back, laying out. There's a tight window, but at this do-or-die stage of the tournament, those tight windows under the thrower, under the mark's arm, and then to the side corner of the end zone, that's as open as you're going to get. The winner goes on to face Colorado. The loser is done.
So the pressure cooker at an all-time high as Georgia responds with a big throw. Looking at the goal line, 10 yards out, and they connect for a score. Back and forth, looks like a call on the play.
Now, it's a little bit of a defensive miscommunication. The mark and the downfield defender weren't quite aligned. They gave up at this stage an easy goal.
Well, Georgia's been on the gas the whole game. Right now, they are not going to let up. They are winning 14-12, the final score. That's it, 15-12, Georgia over UCSB. Head back to the surf, boys.
Our team has as much caliber as anyone here. We have played to a particular seeding in the nation. We were seeded 5. We're going to be in the quarterfinals playing a team that has had a good 2-year run with some spectacular players and is favored to beat us. And it is my belief that when we beat those guys, we will be the darlings of the tournament. Good luck, guys.
So the Darlings are going to have to kick off their high heels if they're going to continue to run through Colorado and make it 2 more games to get to the finals. Our next pre-quarter matchup features regional rivals.
Texas and Kansas know each other's matchups inside and out. What they're going to need is somebody from the bottom half of the roster to come up big, get a block on one of those star players, and neutralize them. At this point in the tournament, one big play from a rookie or younger player could seal the deal with a crucial break.
It was all Kansas in the first half. They lassoed the horns of Texas, but Texas seems to be making its move. Kansas got to the half first, 8-7.
Texas is working out of a horizontal offense right now. They're trying to spread the field laterally, open up some room to throw into space there, Scuba over the top. And they use the huck to go from a mid-range area, and they've got Stephen Presley in the back of the end zone.
Texas! Texas!
Good fundamental pivoting here by Andrew Vickers. He's going to almost sit down as he moves across to keep his balance low, keep his back straight, enable him to put the disc where he wants it with nice touch.
And that floating disc arrived on target, bringing the score 10-8 for Texas. They played tough D and similar form of offense to put them into a position to win here at 14-13.
Kansas is defending with their season on the line, and a poaching defender downfield almost gets the block of his life, but Daniel Poindexter comes back to it, adjusts a little bit better, and wins the game for Texas.
So a dejected Kansas goes home by the hand of Texas, winning 15-13. Texas goes on to meet Florida in the quarters. More men's highlights as we see Michigan State versus UC San Diego. Michigan State, we saw some heavy energy from them after an earlier win. UC San Diego is yet to be on our radar.
Both these teams are going to need that energy. At this point in the tournament, it comes down to who's done the most sprints. How hard have you been working? What kind of shape are you in? Especially your stars. They're going to need to drive you to these wins. Michigan State, San Diego, neither team has won a title. Both still think that they have a legitimate chance.
Well, even rankings between the two coming into this tournament. Michigan State ranked 8th, UC San Diego ranked 9th. Matthew Hefferman puts one up.
Adam Bunn comes down with it. They're converting on the goal line, sometimes with difficult throws, but they have confidence in each other as a receiver and thrower pair. You see as it moves up the line from Osterley, up the line to Hefferman, they're spreading the field out, they're putting the defenders in one-on-one situations, and here Hefferman just has more confidence in his receiver than he is worried about the defender.
Yeah, they put out a great game. I mean, we jumped at them early. We were playing all-man defense early. We tried throwing zone after the half. They went on a run, take half 8-6. After half, we tried throwing zone, but it didn't work. They broke through it. We pulled out one of our other zones. We have multiple zones we use, and this one seemed to get us on a couple-point run on defense. And from there on out, we just played hard man defense after we got those couple breaks. Once we took it 12-11, we knew we weren't going to look back ever.
Well, it stayed even, trading points at 14-13. It was the Air Squids who capitalized.
The throw is an off rhythm, inside out. He throws it before he's completely pivoted over, enables him to get past the mark a little bit quicker than normal. San Diego's moving on.
And moving on to face the very deeply talented Wisconsin team in the quarters. Next up, Stanford, bloodthirsty. Had some tough luck over the past championship seasons getting ousted in the semis, but they have to concentrate on one game at a time. And this matchup, they go up against Michigan.
Michigan's been flying under the radar a little bit at this tournament. Only one win so far, but they have a deep handler unit. They move the disc well in a 3-on-3 set, and they've got big downfield players on defense. Stanford's got 2 championship titles behind them, but neither team was overwhelming in the early season run.
But here at the championship tournament, Stanford turned on the power when they needed it, led by star handler Robbie Cahill. It was Stanford who went up early, 5-0.
Stanford had a little too much this game. They have Robbie Cahill, a big man that can play low to the ground with nice break throws on either side. And on the other side of the disc, they've got Josh Wiseman, a little guy that can get up. He goes huge over 2 defenders, lets them collide with each other, and they finish off the game against Michigan.
Michigan did keep the game interesting, climbing to a score of 11, but Stanford just too tough, too deep. They take it 15-11. Stanford goes on to meet Oregon in the quarters. When we return, the quarterfinal action, the final 8 teams battle it out. Who can make the semis?